Well, hello, everybody. I'm Del Shores.
And I'm Emerson Collins, and this is the Del and Emerson Show.
Straight talk.
Real gay.
Oh, look at us.
Hi, everybody. Look at us. For those of you watching, we got our hairs did.
We did. We didn't even know the other one was doing it today. But yes, I went to Brian O'Brien in Palm Springs.
Oh, good.
I love people who have names like that. Brian O'Brien.
Yes. I love that. It's like a brand. It sounds like a law firm. It's not like you're meant to do something, right?
He's fantastic. I'm just going to give him a plug right now on this show. Brian O'Brien in Palm Springs. How are you, Brian? You look good.
Fine. I know what was y'all real answer. Of course, we're going to do a very sort of wedding in Dallas, so I got to look like that serial killer again. So I buzzed it all off for those of you listening later again, but I couldn't do it until this week because, of course, we had that Sissies live stream this weekend, and spoiler alert, it was not all live. We've been recording those pieces for weeks and weeks, but we wanted it to all look the same, so I couldn't suddenly have a shaved head on the broadcast.
That's right. That's right. It was bad enough that I was in a hotel room for some of it. And, you know, there were my daughter, Caroline, I was talking to Caroline about it. And she said, Dad, I didn't even notice that you were in different locations. So,
yeah. Did anybody first? Let's chat about the live stream. Thank you to so many of you that tuned in. We saw lots of your names. You know, we get an email every time someone donates to the foundation. So we see exactly who it is. And I know so many of you watched and supported. But yeah, did anybody else even notice that Del's background changed from that hotel he was living in while they worked on the bathroom back to the house?
Yeah, you know, while I was out of the house, when the shit storm happened in my bathroom from all the neighbors' shit backing up into my. Don't get me started. I will go off on a rant. It's too early.
It is. Wait, Erica said. Of course, Erica noticed that you were in a different location.
So yes, it wasn't all exactly live. You try to coordinate everybody's schedule. The great thing about, the great thing about your skills and the internet is that we had the ability to do our hosting was live, but every now and then we had to cut to something that we had pre-recorded because. You can't, when Leslie Jordan's doing one thing and Dale Dickey's doing another thing, you have to coordinate those schedules. And we're so lucky that we work with actors who are continually working.
Yes, so, it was a princess problem.
You getting Willem while he was doing a play in London, and Luke McClure is doing a movie in Mississippi. And I mean, it was crazy what you coordinated.
It was a hilariously fun effort on our part, but also so representative of how much they are all wonderful people, because that Sissies, just the movie Sissies, Matthew was going to shoot a Pride thing at YouTube. Luke's in Louisiana, right? Shooting.
He's in Mississippi.
Willem is in London, and so it was morning for us, nighttime for Willem, and he was literally assembling himself to go out that night. Dale was shooting in Pittsburgh. So everybody showed up and was happy to do it. So we just had to make it work.
We only had a couple that said they were not able to do it. We couldn't get Tate Taylor. He's busy director these days. And then we didn't hear from one of the original Sissies. We never could get quite contacted, but we tried. Sam McConkey, who was wonderful as the first Andrew. But Emerson, you did such a great job. It was I was just writing somebody Bob, who wrote me.
Bob Gillenberg, who wrote us a very.
If you're listening, we just love you and thank you for being a new ambassador. Rosemary Alexander looks like she's in the house is chairing up our ambassador circle. And we had, I think, 5 new ones that came out of that Sissies live stream. So thank you all for donating. We did raise over 10 grand in one night, and we're going to have, some checks for our wonderful theaters. And y'all continue, even outside of what we're doing, please continue to support live theater. It's so important as everybody's getting, and stay safe while you're doing it, mask up. I just bought 100.
Yeah.
I'm going to Texas. I bought 100 masks.
Backing up a bit, y'all share what you liked about it and what your favorite parts of the evening were. Ken did say he was in another location. No one would notice your hair. Judy loved your haircut.
Thank you, Judy. And Arthur, thank you for being an ambassador. I saw that. Yes.
Yes, Arthur is one of the new ambassadors you were just talking about. He wanted to know if there's a uniform.
Yes, it's whatever you want that makes you feel good. That's my philosophy. If it's chaps, if it's assless chaps, sure, that's the ambassador costume. But if it's a 3-piece suit, that's your ambassador costume.
And if you're at home on a live stream, it's no pants.
No pants are necessary. I'm actually wearing pants today.
I am not. I'm wearing the same lounge shorts I wore for the entire broadcast, every recording session. And Arthur is not alone. As you said, there were 5 new ambassadors, and y'all, that's such a great way. If you want to be a recurring donor to the foundation, you just set it $25 a month and forget it. Set it and forget it. And you just automatically will take that money from you.
That's right. And it goes to such amazing cause to cultivate and mentor other storytellers so that they can tell their stories. Yes, Ken says Willem was hilarious. He was so. I told Emerson, I called Emerson when he hit when they hit the pre-recorded stuff, and we would go over what we were going to say, and I said, "Oh my God, we cannot trust Willem ever." It was like, who knows what's going to come out of his mouth.
I love that you act like Willem is any worse than you or Leslie Jordan.
Or sometimes it was like, you know what? I usually, not always, I have to admit, not always, but usually when there's a tender moment, Willem is able to just destroy a tender moment and just go. But there was a janitor that got blown. I mean, whatever he said, I just remember it as he's so quick. He's ridiculously quick.
Yes. All right. Some of y'all's Leanne loved every moment. John Martin said earlier he specifically enjoyed the moments with Sharon.
Oh, thank you. I did too. Yeah.
And John, and he saw people's comments, but was sick on Sunday. Just saw it today, shared it, and encouraged people to contribute. Because yes, y'all, if you watched, amazing. If you didn't, please do. You can also share the YouTube link or the Facebook posts that are the live videos, because those will live forever, because donations to the foundation for the entire rest of this month, all the way to August 31st, will go to this campaign. We've raised over 10 grand, which is $5 grand to the theaters, $5 grand to the writer's search. That's $200 per theater right now, but we can keep driving that up, getting some more people in to see it. This West King music said, I've heard about the show for years, but finally watched it a few weeks ago and loved it. I know. I love that some people have watched the movie or seen it for the first time because we were doing all of this.
Yeah, it was. I've gotten some messages just privately, especially on Instagram for some reason, that people say, I hadn't seen it and I watched it. Had some people that actually watched it before. Somebody texted me and go, we are sobbing here. Please make us laugh. And I said, that's the reason. Emerson said we can't do a reading.
Yes. Said, y'all, we can't. Rob loved the whole show.
Oh, thank you, Rob.
He said it was a fun evening for sure, and a few tears were shed, especially at the end. I know it.
I started crying the moment you put that "Pass Me Not, O Gentle Savior" with everybody's angst-filled face. It was like,
I know, it's one of my favorites. Donna, when we made that "Pass Me Not, O Gentle Savior" as a DVD extra feature, so Donna just said, just find everybody's sweet moments. And she made it all slow motion and all these things. It was like the contemporary Christian music telenovela presents Not O Gentle Savior.
Oh,
I love it. And if you notice, some of them had to be slowed down. She had to put Leslie in slow-mo to make it sweet.
Yes. And Bobby Eakes was just so everybody else was there was pain in their face, but Bobby Eakes just looked so sweet and
serene.
Listening to this sermon, it just means so much to me.
Yeah. I know. Well, and that, y'all, that's how you can tell. You saw even with our pre-records, the challenge is some of the audio stuff. When you get that many people together and everybody's Wi-Fi is different, Bobby was supposed to film with the full original and all the moms cast, and her internet just went out. So we taped that, and I was like, no, y'all, I'm just gonna end this. Like, we're gonna get Bobby back later in the broadcast, but it was a whole other day. She changed clothes, redid her hair. We do whatever we can to make sure you.
It was like a month later. I was like, oh yeah. And I couldn't, because remember the first time, that was the biggest one, is the first time I was at the hotel, and then, oh, we got Bobby back, and I'm suddenly at my house.
Yeah, we changed a whole location. Bob said, my ambassador uniform is age inappropriate swimwear.
Good,
I
Bob.
support that completely, Bob.
A thong would be nice.
Yes. And I posted one today on my Instagram just to get, because whenever I post those stupid swimsuit photos, it gets way more attention. So I always use it to like advertise whatever we're posting. Because if I put up a graphic that says Southern Baptist Sissies live stream this weekend with Willem and Leslie Jordan and Rosemary Newell and Ann and Levi and Debbie and all these things, they'll get like 300 likes. If I put up, here's my bulgy swimsuit, like 1,000. So I put up an offensive photo and then advertise, you can still watch the live stream. Check the link in my bio. There is a point to my pandering. Pander with a point.
There is always agenda with Emerson Collins.
Hashtag pandering with a purpose.
That's good. That's good. It's alliteration.
Yes. Jesse said the parts with Leslie Ann and Dell was the best part. I know that final, when we taped it, I told everyone, I said, look, we're going to try to keep each video to like 10 minutes. So we'll keep the evening movie. We'll try to have like a 2-hour, a little over that show. That taping with Ann and Leslie and Dale was 26 minutes. And I said, of course, that's why everybody's showing up and we will use it all.
Yes. Well, we did. It was great. Emerson, I wanted to say that your swimsuits for my Instagram, it's anytime that Beverly D'Angelo comes along and has something, I suddenly go from 800 views on my ramblings to 3,000 with Beverly.
Yeah. Slutty or celebrity. That's what works.
Yes. Beverly, if y'all haven't gone to my Instagram lately, please go to it. It's also on the Facebook. It's going crazy on Facebook. Beverly went off on the song One Less Bell to Answer, One Less Egg to Fry, was mad at Hal David, who's been dead for years, for writing this misogynistic, where's Gloria Steinem when you need her? She was mad about that song. And she said, who's got the bell? I mean, why does he have a bell anyways? Is this Downton Abbey?
First of all, until you said it this very second, I have heard that song a jillion times and never knew the exact lyric was one less egg to fry. I don't know what I've been filling it in with, but I definitely know one less bell to answer, one less hair you cry.
But then it goes, one less man to pick up after, no more laughter, but all I do is cry.
Also, is she a polygamist? Was this a Mormon song? Like, does she still have several other men she's picking up after? Maybe this was the song of a sister wife.
And I told her, I said, this wasn't in the Instagram post, but I called her and I said, I did a little deep diving about that song. And Hal David said that he went to a dinner party one night and this woman got a phone call and said, oh, so-and-so, Emerson Collins is not coming. And she said, oh, one less bell to answer. Beverly goes, I don't give a shit what his inspiration was. I don't care. This is a misogynist. This is bullshit. A man wrote this song for a woman to sing. There. Anyway.
Yes. Boca asked, you going to tattoo your body for the play? Yes. Well, we'll have to figure out, it's a little different when you got to do it every night. So we have to talk with the makeup artist. That hasn't been fully figured out yet. And we have one of our theater partners that's benefiting from the live stream. Terrific New Theaters here said, love meeting the foundation's new executive director, Allison Bergman. Y'all, she is amazing.
Yes, she is. So y'all may not know this, but we just didn't even, it's so weird not even having a script. We're just talking. Y'all, and y'all can see I'm in my condo in Palm Springs after the live stream. I talked to Emerson Collins half the way down here. I just I loaded everything up, got in my car and drove here. But Emerson, there were some problems.
Oh, tell us about it.
Well, when I walked into my condo, y'all, somebody had left at least 50 magazines and just stacked them up like anybody wants them. I'm a minimalist. I like minimal stuff. But here's what they did that really pissed me off.
Oh, no.
I have this Tammy Wynette shrine. Got Tammy Wynette, and she's standing in a spotlight, basically. There's her record albums, a couple of books. There's some sheet music till I can make it on my own. What else? Well, oh, and there's a picture of me. The picture of me and Tammy was broken and just put into a drawer. And then, I love the gay gasp is happening nationwide. And then all of that shit, not shit, it's Tammy stuff. All of the Tammy memorabilia was moved clean across the room, put on shelves, not even displayed properly. I had to redo the whole thing, and there it is. Y'all can kind of see it. There's Tammy, and this is Stand By Your Man. And I mean, it's some very important stuff.
And wait, did you get a new picture frame?
I went to Marshall's and got that today.
Oh, good. Because I worry. It makes me think of the, in Coco when he knocked the picture off the ofrenda. And, it's like if Tammy can't visit you.
No.
Gotta know where she's welcome.
It's like, I felt like, how the Christian goes, this is end times. I felt like it was end times for me, y'all.
Yeah.
My Tammy stuff. And so anyway, this is my condo in Palm Springs. And if you won't move shit around, you can actually rent it.
Yes.
So
I'm putting the link in the chat room. And if you're listening back later, I don't know, go to Dell's Facebook page to find it. Or it's on Vacasa, right? Vacasa.
Yeah, just all you have to do is you just Google Sorted Lives Condo and it will come up. It's got a lot of fun memorabilia. I'm actually Emerson. Let's see if I can show them. I'm taking I don't see. You see what over there? That lamp. Those are wooden legs. Those are GW's wooden legs that are attached to those lamps. But I'm going to unstrap them and take them to Texas. They're going to be on stage in a very sorted wedding.
So if you rent between now and November, the legs will be missing, but the rest of the shrine and memorabilia will be there.
Yes.
Wait, Max said, pandering with a purpose. He had a big campaign for Stop the Deportations for non-U.S. partners for years. Couldn't get any attention with graphics, but when he started posting gay binational couples with their shirts off looking sexy, suddenly they got lots of attention. See, pandering works, y'all.
Well, I don't have nothing to pander, Emerson. I would like people will go, no, put your clothes back on.
Now, y'all, I told you it was so much to get ready for this live stream. I am trying to pack up my apartment to leave. Blake's in Mississippi for 3 months. I'm driving out to Texas on Thursday. So I hadn't looked at a bit of queer news this week. So y'all got to tell us the rest of the show what you want us to talk about. Are there any stories you want us to comment on, whether we're educated or not? Any hot topics? Fire them at us, and we will ramble on and on about it. Rosemary said, the condo is more sorted museum than resort getaway. It's a little bit of both, because y'all, it's real cute. It's got a great little pool. It's fenced off, from the wider world, and it's right off the main drag in Palm Springs. You can walk to a whole bunch of restaurants.
You could literally, you can walk to 849 restaurant. It's literally, but it's right by Trina Turk. It's very close to Trina Turk. 849
has our favorite like daytime meal in Palm Springs right now is 849. We go, you sit in the bar because you can get most of the same menu, and they just have a smoked grilled chicken Caesar salad that I just love.
I had the crab cake Benedict today.
This is what happens, y'all, when we don't plan a show. So I felt like there was something else I was going to share earlier. Lord, I was scrubbing this house because there's nothing worse than leaving your house and then coming back and it being like musty or a little bit, you forgot something. So I'm like checking all the corners and cleaning, trying to figure out what to take to Texas. But since I'm driving, I'm just doing that thing where I overpack, stuff the bags full, throw it in the trunk, and I'll figure it out when I get there.
Willem Gal, he's asked a question. Will we ever get to stream Sorted Lives this series? Yes, you will. We just got a deal with Breaking Glass Pictures. They're picking up a lot of my things. Naked Sordid Reality is there right now. It's already streaming, and 6 Characters in Search of a Play is already streaming. So yes, you will absolutely get Sordid Lives the series probably in the next 2 or 3 months. Good news.
Yes. And on the question of how long will this hiatus of the Dell and Emerson show be? The real answer is we don't know. While we were in Texas, we've got a bunch of work to do on the foundation, doing the show, putting up A Very Sordid Wedding, this world premiere play that Dell's going to direct and I'm going to assist on in like basically 3.5 weeks with 17 actors, and figuring out how it's all going to work on a stage with all these locations is going to be a full-time job. And putting this show together, regardless of what it seems like, I spend a whole day each week getting the show ready. So 2 of my days every week are just getting these 2 shows ready. And that's just not possible for a little while. We might do a special one-off show occasionally. We can update you on how A Very Sordid Wedding is going there. But the real answer is when you see a post that says the Dell and Emerson show is back, you'll know it's back.
We had to do this when we filmed A Very Sordid Wedding. It's interesting. Sordid Wedding always kicks us off the Dell and Emerson show. But yeah, when we were on the air before with the UBN
radio.
Yeah, UBN radio, we had to go on hiatus, and we just, the one thing that I have learned, and I hope that all of you are okay with it, is that I stopped teaching my classes. I've just decided I can't do everything. So I'm going to have to focus on the things that are paying me and are important to me, because it's really important to get this world premiere right. Because the way I work a world premiere, and Emerson, I think this is, let's see, you've been with me now, Yellow was a world premiere, and This Side of Crazy. So this is the third, I guess is this just 3 with us?
Yeah, because everything else existed before me.
Right. So Emerson knows that part of my writing is actually putting it on its feet. And that's where you fine tune it. And it lives forever in those playbooks. So you have to get it right. So I'm really going to focus on that, and not a whole lot else. And I also have another play that I'm writing that opens right after that at Northwestern State University. So in Louisiana. They always go, "You're going to Chicago?" No, not Chicago, Louisiana.
Boca asked, since you're streaming the series, will the next step be more episodes?
No.
That is done. That chapter is closed.
I always ask the question, how many second seasons start X amount years later?
Well, people are hoping, because it feels like the pandemic years, with everything coming back 15 years later, Dexter's coming out with more episodes.
I know. The reboots. So and yeah, so then that all started, and people will go, well, they rebooted this. Yes, they did. The problem is, and y'all don't get me wrong, I would love to do more. I always love everybody who wants more, but the issue is that truly, first of all, Sarah Hunley's dead, Rue McClanahan's dead, and it would have to be really a different show. So there you go.
Like, look. If we manage to sell some other TV series, because y'all were working on that, and we get suddenly a bunch of power and money in the industry, then the world becomes your oyster. And someone just said something that would be more possible, right? Do a series, new characters in the same universe. Look, we're never going to get too far from the Southern sensibilities of it all anyway.
Same universe. I like that, Summer.
There's thoughts percolating. I had to go get my car serviced because, y'all remember I bought this new car because it got totaled at the beginning of last year while we were doing This Side of Crazy. And my car was totaled making a left turn at to go to Dell's house right by the Hollywood Bowl. Not my fault. So I bought a new car, and then the world shut down for 18 months. So I just kept making payments on this car that I was not needing to drive anywhere. And they sent me my 6-month checkup. They're like 5,000 miles, come in and get serviced. And so I went in last Thursday, and they said, well, that's actually expired. I said, I have only driven 1,600 miles on this car that I bought from y'all, and this prepaid maintenance plan sure as shit better cover my 5,000-mile checkup when I've only driven 1,600. I realize it's been a long time, but we had just sat in my street.
I think that's for me, Emerson, because I don't know.
You've done more. You've been up to see Beverly a couple times and things. I haven't been anywhere.
Oh, that's right, dude, Santa Barbara, and
also when we go to Palm Springs, we drive Blake's car because it's a Prius, better mileage, and better.
Well,
but yeah.
And I have this. I'm excited because I can fill up, and I don't have to fill up for another month with this Corolla hybrid that I have now. I love these hybrids. I'm done with those BMW. I mean, you met me. I had a BMW 545.
Yeah,
there was also a lot more income coming in back then.
That helps too.
So that helps.
Rob asked, "Wait, what kind of car did I buy? I bought a Corolla.
We both have Corolla.
They're real good maintaining their value. The one I bought after Dell totaled my other car was a Corolla. So this time when a different person totaled this car, I got a newer Corolla.
I love how you had to just slip that in that I totaled your car.
Every time. It's never not funny that you backed into my car ever so slowly and totaled it.
You know what I thought would help me, because I'm not a good backer-upper. I thought would help me was in the new car. Yours has the camera, right? Where when you're back,
I don't use it.
It throws me off. It's not accurate. I thought it would help, but it's not.
I just didn't make sense. The only time I use it is once I'm in the spot. I use it to tell like how close I am to the car behind me. But people that parallel park using that camera, I do not trust that. No more. Do it over your shoulder, like you were taught. But I'm driving out to El Paso day one and then to Dallas the second day. But you're driving in two, right?
Yeah, I decided, first of all, let me just tell you.
Oh, do please.
And I don't see her, but Erica thought that was, Erica said she liked Gracie there. That's not Gracie, that's Sissy.
That's Sissy, but it was Gracie when she
was Gracie up there?
Yeah.
Who knows what Gracie's on? So Gracie, and Emerson knows this, Gracie is the worst passenger of my dogs. She starts hyperventilating, and then she gets on my arm and has to look out the window. And then more than once, she's thrown up on me. So I did my research, called the vet, and they said, Benadryl. And they told me how many milligrams and pounds and to give her some Benadryl to kind of drowse her out. But Caroline, my daughter Caroline, gave me or told me about this car seat for the dog. It's a car bed, but it has a leash on it. So Gracie, on the way down here, she like, what the fuck is this? She's like moving around, trying to get to me. And she's not happy about this at all. So I'm driving, Emerson. I'm almost at 111, where you cut off. Yeah. And all of a sudden I hear, she had jumped in the back and was like, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to hang my dog. So I pulled off and I got her back. She's fine. But
she's so dramatic. Of course, y'all know Gracie's the one that still acts like she doesn't understand how a leash works after 8 years now. What is it? How old are they with you?
Yes, they're 8, 9, and 10. Yeah.
Yeah. She's okay. Well, y'all, we reached the halfway house of this show theoretically. We will not stick around for this full hour if y'all don't have some topics or some things, because I don't want to waste everybody's time. With anything from the news, from life, from what you want to chat about. And we had a couple people already go ahead and tip for this.
Thank you for this last one.
Michael Shane said, for your trip to Texas, specifically, Bob Bielenberg, for your lovely note earlier, we appreciate you so much. And Jonathan Pakerton, who already tipped. If you want to send us one last tip before we go on hiatus, you can do that on Venmo at Emerson Collins or on PayPal to beardcollinshoresproductions@gmail.com. And really, y'all, part of it is, lots of people charge for their podcasts, or they do one a week that's free, and then they do additional shows on a Patreon. And with the 8,000 things we are constantly doing and producing, I just couldn't manage another platform. But this is a lot of work for basically free. that we do. And so we just got to focus on the paying work for a little bit.
For a little bit. We love doing this. While y'all are tipping, just madly tipping us, I want to read a tweet to you, Emerson, that I wrote today that's getting a little bit of attention.
Please do.
There are certain anti-vaxxers who seem worried about the vaccine modifying their genetic makeup and causing infertility. For some, I don't think that would be a bad thing.
I'm just saying, a little purifying some gene pools wouldn't be the worst thing in the world.
The gene pool stops here.
There's a couple of gene puddles that could use some bleach. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, just sanitizing, just a little bit of sanitizing.
Let's just kill that particular puddle off.
How about those people in Mississippi all going to the hospital because they're drinking some kind of
ivermectin? That is for your cows and when the FDA has to put out a warning that says, please do not take medication that is formulated and concentrated for livestock.
But the vaccine's a bad thing.
Also, not horse pills. Those cow medicine, that seems fine. And also the people who are like, it's not FDA approved. Well, now it's FDA approved. Oh, but we don't know. We're worried about some of the stuff that's in it. If y'all move the goalposts any further, you're going to die before you reach them.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, good. We got some topics. So let's see. Xana said, Demi Lovato. We love them. We absolutely do. Of course, she and our good friend Matthew Scott Montgomery are very close. He's been working on some things with them. I know I got it right first and then hit it on the second. They've been working on something, and I don't know where it is on the publicity, but I know Matthew and they have something coming up.
Matthew actually said the name of it on it's like searching for something. It's a UFO kind of reality show.
Yeah, I just wasn't repeating it because they hadn't put out any publicity anywhere, and I think he thought back when we recorded that it'd be announced by now, but I hadn't seen it anywhere.
Okay.
But they do have something exciting coming to Peacock soon.
Yes.
I could listen to their voice all day and all night long.
Such a talent.
Yeah. Kathy asked, isn't Gracie your escapee?
Gracie is the escapee. Gracie has lost privileges at home to run up the steps like the other dogs get to do. She has to walk all the way into the house with the leash. Gracie is the problem child. But here's the interesting thing. She has proven to me that if you're like the bad kid, the negative attention makes you popular. And I was walking in West Hollywood when I was in the hotel. I think I maybe mentioned it on the show. And some guy stops me and he goes, oh my God, are these didn't say, is this Del Shores? No, he said, are these the three little bitches? Is that Gracie? Is that Gracie? Gracie got recognized in West Hollywood. And because we do that dog talk together. And she's full of herself.
She is. Okay, White Lotus. Did you finish it?
What's that?
Did you finish it?
I finished it, yes. I loved it except for the ending. I was not happy with the way it wrapped up. Emerson was not as big of a fan as me, but Rebecca, my daughter Rebecca, and I watched it. It was our Sunday night kind of binge.
I thought the performances were excellent. I appreciated the rich white people ennui theme. But I just don't care that much about rich white people struggling. I thought it was beautifully shot and well done, and I understood the importance of all the themes. But here's my comparison, because I just started 9 Perfect Strangers. That's Nicole Kidman and Melissa McCarthy and that gorgeous man Luke Evans new series. And they're in sort of similar worlds because it's about a Tranquillum, this retreat that these 9 people go to, and Nicole Kidman's like the guru, so to speak. And it is what I wanted White Lotus to be, because it's moving with a pace. There's some mystery involved. Every episode is ending with a cliffhanger. It's just much more it suits my desire from that sort of rich white people world a little better.
Yeah, so question about that. Is that HBO Max as well?
No, it's Hulu.
Okay.
Hulu.
I have got to watch that next, I guess.
Hulu.
I'm still.
They released 3 of them on Sunday, and I watched all of them that night.
Oh,
because each one ended with a cliffhanger. Because I was like, oh, I should go home and go to bed. I got to pack and crap. And I was like, oh, I can't stop.
So I'm reading author Jackson says, Del, bring a show to Atlanta. Leslie did great work here. I'm going to, and Emerson's going to be a part of it. We are doing the Shit Stir at the Rose Room on the 26th. We have not yet put tickets on sale. It's going to be a 7:00 show and a meet and greet before. But Arthur, to answer your question about Atlanta, I'm doing a little more selective now after the pandemic. So bring me in for something. I love doing like, a one-off for a charity. And I loved it when I played Atlanta with Leslie and Ann Walker. And so those would be very appealing to me. So yeah, put something together. I'll come.
All right. Backing up in the comments. There is no official date yet for those tickets, correct? But they will be able to find the Shitstirrer tickets on your website, and we'll send out big e-blast to everybody. Y'all, you will absolutely know when those tickets are first on sale.
If you are not on our website, if you don't get our constant contacts to alert you of the show, you're on our social media. You will know about the Shitstirrer when the tickets go on sale. I promise you.
Y'all know we barrage you with that information so many times. Dennis said, I wish I could make the premiere in Dallas, but work demands my presence. Any of you, Arthur also said I may drive to Texas to catch your show because a very sort of wedding, obviously I will be at every show since I'm gonna be in it, and Dale will be at all of those shows too because it's a limited special run. So if you're in the environs or in the mood to make a trip to Dallas, come on by. And if you pick that first weekend, you can come see the show and then come see Dell's The Shitstirrer show at the Rose Room on Sunday night. Ann Walker's coming in for it.
Yes, Ann Walker's coming. It's not a surprise anymore.
That's our preview of the secret announcement for y'all in our live shows here.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's going to be a big old one.
Yeah, that River's Edge. God, there's a story I'd like to tell about that River's Edge that happened there.
What River's Edge?
He said, loved you at River's Edge. When I went to River's Edge at that, the gay campground where Bo Bridges came and Wendy and everybody was naked.
You want to tell?
Do I dare?
I don't know which one you're talking about, but yes.
You know how my ex and then I invited a friend. It's like, I'll tell it. What the fuck? It's my
We'll keep it here among the 54 of you live and anybody that listens to the podcast from now until forever.
So I'm not going to name names, but I invited, I reacquainted with one of my exes who's an amazing, amazing person. And I go way back. I thought my understanding in the flirtation was that there was a reconnection going on. And I'd also invited a couple of other friends to the River's Edge to hang out. There were, so he was supposed to stay with me in my cabin. And then the first night he kind of, something happened where he had to get back, blah, blah, blah. And unbeknownst to me, he and one of my friends were hooking up. And who was staying, like, I guess at the tent, in a tent somewhere. I don't know
a tent round the way.
Now, I'm not sure that they he stayed overnight there instead of with me. I don't know. But I was told they were holding hands during my show, sitting by, in the VIP section by the pool with Bo and Wendy Bridges. And they are married now. So I celebrate that, but he's never spoken to me again. And the way I found out was the new husband, who's a really good friend, and you know him. And I invited him to breakfast when we went to the film festival in Atlanta, and he just dropped it, like about to get married, and said his name. And I go, wait. What? You didn't know? I thought you knew. And Anyway, do y'all think that's kind of fucked up?
I mean, it is definitely weird not to tell your friend, by the way, I'm dating, and also now I'm going to marry your other friend that you dated.
And the only reason they met was because of me. But I guess I reacted so strongly that I was like so upset. Not that they were together, but I felt like it would have been nice to have been told.
Yeah. Also, if not telling you makes it a thing, telling you by like, hey, I know that y'all dated, whatever, but we're hanging out and it's going really well. I mean, it's not it might have been awkward if they'd asked you to perform the wedding, but a little notice.
But you know what? If they had both of them, I love them both so much. I really do. And I still love them, and that love doesn't go away. But if they had said, we're in love and we found love because of you, thank you, and we want you to perform the wedding, I would have been there.
Well,
I would have absolutely been there to do it.
Also,
to celebrate that.
You'd have gotten 10 new minutes of stand-up out of performing this wedding for this man that I used to date and this man that was my friend. I mean, it's all just material. For the next show, Blair asks, what are the dates of the show in Dallas? A Very Sordid Wedding is September 24th through October 3rd. Dell's The Shit Stirrer will be Sunday, September 26th. So you could make it a double day. Come see the matinee of A Very Sordid Wedding, get you some food, have a cocktail, come to see The Shit Stirrer at the Rose Room. It's a combo.
Yeah.
It's a very sordid Sunday at that point.
Yeah, it's and it's we're just we just had a production meeting. I just have to say, I mean, we're so lucky to have so many amazing theater partners with the Del Shores Foundation, but we also Emerson and I, as we said the other day, we met because of Uptown Players. So for us to go back and for me to direct Emerson Collins for the first time he's been back in a production at Uptown Players in a much bigger theater than I originally saw him in. They've grown so much since then. It's just thrilling. And they put together, Jeff and Craig put together the best team. I mean, we have such an amazing designer team, lighting, sound, costumes, everything. I just love them. It's just a beautiful place to work.
Yes, they are near and dear to my heart. One of the founding artistic directors, Jeff Rain, and I were in the ensemble of Annie Get Your Gun together when I was in college, and look at us now.
Now, does Jeff sing?
Yeah, Jeff is in musicals and things.
I'm gonna have to have him. We're gonna have to go to karaoke one night. I need to hear him sing. I've never heard him sing.
Are you watching Beverly Hills? Are you caught up?
I am. It's on tonight, right?
Thoughts on Erica Jane? Because we keep it mostly queer focused here, we don't get into our housewives stuff often. But what are your thoughts?
My thoughts is she's lying.
About which part?
A lot. I mean, I think that there is definite. I don't know how. First of all, let's start. She's the president of her CEO. A certain amount of money, like a lot of money, $20 million, moved into that. Now, you and I are partners in a few places. We would notice if our bank account went up that much, and where did it come from? I
disagree a lot there. I think there's lots of obfuscation going on about like when and what and that weird car wreck and all of that. But I absolutely think with the kind of man he was, all the stuff that they said about his lawyers not even knowing where the money was or having access to bank accounts for the law firm, it's still distinctly possible that an LLC was set up in her name that he controlled is one possibility. Mm-hmm. Because you can call an LLC whatever you want. Right. And second, absolutely, there's 1,000 ways you can say, I'm moving money into this for whatever, da-da-da-da-da-da. I think the one big leap I think two people are making that I don't support is that she knew where the money came from. I think I
don't think that. And I told you, I think I told you, I don't know if I told everybody here that I worked with her when all of that was going on. The Quibi show that Leslie Jordan did, that's now Roku called what's it called? Squeaky Clean. I helped on that show with some of the suggestions for what came out of Leslie Jordan's mouth. And Erica Jane was so delightful and so sweet and very professional to work with. So there's that. And, you know, I don't, you know.
I do think there's room for the divorce to have arrived at a convenient time.
Yeah, I do too.
Where it's like, oh, but I still think it's very possible. It was like, oh, there's some things coming down that, you know, I don't want to, and maybe we should, you know, and protect some things. I think her best course of action at this point would be to say, I'm horrified to know that money was used in my life that I was not aware of where it came from, that should have gone to people who deserved it, who desperately need it, who had things go wrong in their lives. And I would like to ensure that I get no money until all of those people get all their money. And if you have to take money that I have to make that right, do it. I can start over and make my own money. Do you know what I mean? I think there is a way that she could step in front of this and then get so much goodwill from people and then make more money as an individual woman on her own now. Of course, that's easy to say because I wasn't used to living in a giant mansion in Pasadena. So.
Well, you know what? We should be spin doctors, Emerson, because, you know, what's his name? C.K. Lewis. Is that his name? The comic?
C.K.
Louis C.K. Yeah. So C.K.
You got close to C.S. Lewis, the Christian writer of The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
But I was thinking, you know, so when all that went down with him and all those great comics that he masturbated in front of, I was thinking, you know what you should do is you should produce a tour, all the money go to women's rights, and pay these women a shit ton of money to step on stage and talk, but you don't step on stage. But instead, he steps on stage and makes money. And I think, you know, there's ways to do these things when you fucked up, you know?
Yeah. There are at least ways that can demonstrate where your heart is through your actions. We had a very important question from Boca. Said, is it better to use your left hand or your right hand? Discuss. Well, I'm a lefty, so left hand all times in all things.
For what? Masturbation?
Well, I presume yes.
Well, I think I've talked about this on this show. I'm a right-handed person who masturbates with his left hand.
I don't think they were talking about flipping flapjacks. I don't think the question was about what do you use for a fly swatter or a spatula.
I'm using my left hand a lot more these days because my right shoulder's not healed.
Well, yeah, you know, and it just gives you choices. Arthur did see you at the river's edge, by the way.
Thank you, Arthur. I appreciate that. So they were holding hands while I was doing that great show by the pool.
So you were there, Arthur, when the deed occurred.
But so I want to tell you a really quick story. You know this story, Arthur. You were there when Bo Bridges contacted me, and he said, "I'm shooting something right outside of Atlanta. I want to come see you perform." And I said, "Wait, whoa, Bo. No, this is like, you know, this is a naked resort for men." And he's go, "Well, let me talk to Wendy." And then he writes me back and he says, "Wendy says that she might even go naked. I'm not going to." So when we got there, when Bo arrived, there was this golf cart processional that ended up in this like outdoor, it looked like a tent revival almost, where they had a coffin with Peggy, you know, in the coffin, and they had they had this mock funeral of Peggy. And so I told Bo, I said, and there was by the way, this is very important. There was a costume contest. So people were dressed up like the characters and I was to judge it. So there is this drunk, naked, leathery guy that is smoking a cigarette. I hope it wasn't you, Arthur. I don't think it was.
I hope it was.
And he's like, he's great. He's sweet. He's like the Juanita kind of of the camp. And Bo, I told Bo, I said, you will be such a hero to many if you hop off of this golf cart and just start screaming, Peggy, 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 all the way to the coffin. A lot of people didn't know Bo was there because you know how it is, Emerson. People cancel and you don't want to get people's hopes up. So Bo does it. He hops off of that does the wooden legs things, and he's just going, Peggy, 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 Peggy. And the naked leather guy comes and stands next to me, and he goes, that one ought to win the contest.
Yes. Yes. Arthur, was that you?
He said it wasn't. He said
Oh.
it was not him.
And as Rosemary said, tickets to A Very Sordid Wedding to play are on sale at uptownplayers.org. Ken said you should open for him with some stand-up, Em. Say, we will, Ann and I, and we'll be doing some things at the show. We will, of course, be participating. Oh, Michael said, I wish I'd known about the show. I wouldn't have gone to Dallas 2 weeks ago. Well, Michael, it's not for, 5 more weeks, so you could think about coming back.
I mean, where are you, Michael? I mean, can't you come back? I mean, we're worth it, Michael. We're worth it.
Oh, Tina, this is so sweet. She said, just want to say I enjoy your show so much and hope to meet you both someday somewhere. Love the Del Shores Foundation. Y'all make me laugh and your guests you've had on. Safe travels, and I know there's so much fun and great memories ahead for y'all. Y'all realize we did almost 130 shows since the beginning of lockdown of this. We have done as many now in the lockdowns as we did of the entire Del and Emerson show run from 2014 to 2016.
Yeah, and I want to say that as many memories as y'all had, I have some amazing memories spending with you guys during the lockdown. Y'all kept me sane-ish. No,
yes.
wasn't sane.
Y'all watched my entire mental health journey when I lost my mind, lost too much weight, got on pills, they didn't work, got on other pills, they did work, and finally got myself back together. I was going to post this photo the other day, and because I'm so thin in Palm Springs, and if you don't know that I'm having a mental health crisis, I just look fantastic. And I told Blake, I said, maybe that anxiety should come back. I'd look ready for this play in a couple of weeks. He did not find that as funny as I did.
Well, he's off being creative too.
He is. Arthur just asked. Blake is in Mississippi for the next 3 months at the University of Mississippi as a special guest professor in the opera department to direct their production of The Light in the Piazza with student and professional performers at their giant 1,700-seat touring theater. Amazing. There on the Ole Miss campus. So he's off Mississippi while we head off to Texas. It's really kind of wonderful that as we're hearing, we're going back to work. We get to go back to work. That's what we do. I mean, that's what we thrive on that. We get to create. And it makes me emotional to think that I'm going to get to create again. I'm going to get to step into a theater. Yeah, I'm going to have a mask on and I'm going to be working to make sure I'm safe because we are in Dallas and then I'll be in Louisiana. But just the fact that I'm going to be with humans and directing them, it's a beautiful thing. And I just love that Blake is getting to do that. And I'm seeing people standing on stage again and doing what we do best. So, look who's in the room. Sally. This is y'all. This is one of our cast members in A Very Sordid Wedding. She is playing so many roles. Peggy is back in A Very Sordid Wedding. It's a little bit different from the movie. She's playing Peggy. Let me just see if I can go through them. She's playing Peggy, Hortense. Yep. Also playing Vera. Yep. Is that it? Yeah, that's the major ones. And y'all need to know too, Sally Soldo has been an icon of Dallas theater since even before I started working there originally. It's so exciting that she'll be joining this production. We have a number of luminaries from the Dallas theater community that will be in the world premiere of this. So I still think about being a very new, excitable out of Baylor actor and seeing Sally work. So there's so much too for me that's very full circle about this experience, from the wide-eyed boy to now coming back, and that we shot scenes from the movie there, and that we'll get to go to the Rose Room, and Cassie's gonna come cameo in the play. It's just gonna be a big old love fest as we work real hard for 4 weeks. Oh, she's also Aunt Little Niecy, who just reminded us. Oh, yes. Yes. But Aunt Little Niecy's off stage. Here, don't worry. Yes, Louise Beard will be playing. Louise with that tongue bit off. Sally will be off stage grunting as well. You're throwing a remote control onto stage.
So yeah, so we're excited, y'all, and we'll hopefully do a show close to you, and and then just keep following me on Instagram and everything, and I'll let you guys know because some of you have been asking when the show. It's called In Memoriam of Lena, that I'm going to be directing with students at Northwestern State University in Louisiana, and I had the pleasure this week. And a little bit of the heartbreak. They announced the cast, and I've just been getting the sweetest letters from my students. They're just so excited, to work. I mean, on a world premiere as a college student of a new play. Yeah, I gotta finish it. I want to show. Can I show people how I write plays?
Please do. That chicken scratch.
So this is how I write plays.
Wow.
This is in memoriam. This is my work this morning, y'all, here in Palm Springs. This is good stuff. You do see there's that. Can you read right there? I believe that says, "Fuck you, Jesus."
Y'all, it looks like a very sorted serial killer. Because, I have had to try to read that before. And more than once over the years, Dell has brought a legal pad to me and said, "What word do you think I was trying to write here?" when he goes to type it into the computer.
Well, the reason I write like that is because I have this theory. Now so many people who grew up with, type. I didn't start typing until I was in high school because now it's so connected to your brain. But I feel like that for me, I don't have to think to do anything. It just kind of keeps me right-brained as I'm spewing it out. So yes, sometimes it goes so fast and furious as I'm hearing the dialogue in my head and I'm saying it out loud a lot of times that I go back and I go, I don't know what that says. So sometimes it's lost for good.
That just if it was important, it'll strike the creativity will strike you again.
Yes.
I know. Somebody asked, when are we doing another TV show earlier? Y'all, we're writing and trying to sell stuff. We are constantly at it. Kathy said I do all my writing in cursive and on paper, just like you.
Awesome. Well, y'all, we're coming to the end here. I actually have to go and audition an actor right now, and Emerson's got to go pack that car. He's taken way too much shit, but I can't really talk because
I was about to say, wait, we've left this part out earlier. The other night during the live stream, because Dell and I were only live for 26 minutes of that 3 hours and 20 minutes, because the rest of it was all those clips and interviews and stuff I pulled together that we shot together. But so you can't see us on camera, but I can see Dell in the bottom. Dell was running around that house, packing that luggage, getting the dogs in the car, so that by the time we got to the last segment, it was okay and goodbye. And then he took down the lighting setup and he was out the door the minute it was over.
It was the last thing is my mic, my lighting gear, which I'm using right now. And I'll pack this up after we're done right now. And I'm done until Dallas.
Also, you'll appreciate that. Because I'm driving, I am bringing this ring light and the stand, because if I have to do some live stream from that hotel room, I do not trust hotel lighting.
I'm just bringing my ring light. I'm bringing my mic, my ring light, I even brought one of those strips to plug everything in.
Oh, yes, just extra. That's such a good idea. I need to bring that.
You know who inspired me to do that? Our friend Louise Beard. She packs one in her suitcase.
I needed a power strip for the hotel room. That is such a good idea.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Oh, and I want to thank, one last time for our last tips for a while. Thank you to Joe Benson and John Brumfield, who also have sent us tips. That Venmo is at Emerson Collins, or PayPal, beardcollinshoresproductions@gmail.com. And as always, to those listening back later on the iTunes and to the podcast version, we appreciate all of you.
Love you.
But this has been such a great joy and for us to do in the lockdown era. I have looked forward to it every week, and it has lifted my spirit as much as it has any of yours.
Thank you, guys. We love you, and we will be back. We just don't know when.
That's right. You'll see the notification before it happens again. We love you all. We appreciate you all.
And
one more time from the girls in the background.
yes, I love Sissy just decided to photobomb this last moment.
I'm gonna come say bye too.
All right. Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.